Hey everybody, it is powder coating day, so let's take a look to see what's going on here. Alright, this is my little Eastwood hot coat benchtop powder booth, and I've got one piece hanging in. This is the heater stack, the back side of it, and I'm going to powder coat it as well. I've got my powder coat gun here. I've got black in here right now, and I've got the pressure set somewhere between 10 and 15 right now outbound from the gun, so that's doing really good. I've got a box fan behind this that's blowing air and sucking it all in, and of course this is the hot coat powder coating dual voltage system. It's got the ground wire connects to part, and it gives us a charge, right, to make the powder stick. The gun just powered by air, and then I've got a trigger button, and the trigger button gives it the static and turns on the static for it. Alright, in the oven, I've got a piece already, so let's take a look at it. This guy has been in here just a few minutes, and let's peek at it real quick. It's already, it is super glossy in there. It is looking really good. So I have it at an angle in there, and that's because it's one of the biggest pieces that I have. I've got it sitting on a tray, even though it's coated both sides. And then I've got my little thermal gun here to make sure the piece did actually get up to 350. It did. It got about 375 on that piece, so it's nice and good right now. Alright, I'm going to say that is looking really good for the first time I've ever done it. I got one spot here, and I know what happened. I touched it. But that part's going to be hidden because it's going to be in the bottom anyway, so not a big deal. Everything else looks really good. The inside looks good. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not bad. And so this powder is prismatic powders, and that's who I'm using for all my coatings. Yeah, I got the first piece done. This piece is going to go on my firewall, and so this is the heater duct pieces. I'm going to powder coat these here in a few minutes. The piece that you just saw me spray, it's steaming in there already. It's in there, and you can tell it's flowing already. If I open this door just a hair, you see it's already starting to gloss. Now my oven is steaming. I think partially because it's still really brand new and all the seals are still kicking in. But this oven is really cool in that I can set the temperature. So I'm setting 375. I've got both elements turned on, both the top and the bottom. I've got a fan running, and the timer, until it's right now at 10 minutes. I set it to 20 because I needed the part to warm up before it actually started to do its thing. So once it flows, it needs 15 minutes to cure. And this timer, what's great about it, once the timer runs out, it turns the oven off. So it's really super simple to do. All right, so we can do it vertically as well. So right now I just powder coated these pieces. They are hanging in there right now, and they'll start doing their thing here in a few minutes, but we're waiting to see if they flow, and we'll check the temperature on them, and then we'll check back on them later. All right, so we stopped overnight. This is day 2 of powder coating. Let me show you what's going on today, and we'll continue. All right, so I started getting smarter as I went, and I started making trays of hanging stuff. And so this one's got just some 4-1 stainless wire holding these up together, and I'm going to suspend them into the powder coating booth. And works out really well because the powder just kind of grabs around it. And this is the stuff that I have, 4-1 locking wire. In the booth itself, nothing in there quite yet. There's a control arm that's going to go in there. This guy is going to go next. I pre-cooked it to make it a little bit better. This is one of my arms right now, and that's looking fantastic. The other one just finished in the oven, and it's doing its thing right now as well. Here's this control arm that just came out of the oven, and also, alright, so here we have how these are going to get coated. So they hang in the tray, nice and easy. Well, we got powder coated parts, and they're looking shiny. Shiny, shiny. So we're done with the black, which is super nice. There's one hanging up here as well, and there's a couple more over here, super glossy, shiny. So we're done with the black. Next up, sorry about the mess. I've been screwing around all day here, but next up is these are the front seat releases and canopy. Got that, and then one more control knob, and this is my spacer, and it's gonna get a red on it, and it is gonna go on the control knob for the brake, and then this, of course, is the little brake lever. So that's sitting there. I used the black, it's covered, and there is my red.
And the reason it looks like that is because it's in powder form. There's my blue. I only have a couple parts that are going blue, and this white one is the clear coat. And so they're sitting there ready to go. I put them in the jars today. Let's go to the table real quick. And over here on the table, I got my gun. I got it partially cleaned. I need to blow it out tomorrow morning to get it ready for the new coat. So I'll blow out the gun and get rid of all the black and take care of that. I got my setup here. I cleaned it all up. And so it is sitting ready to go. I got a new filter in there for all the new colors, changed out so there'd be no contamination going across, especially with black on these colors. So that way I can get that in there. And yeah, powder coat oven has been a champ. It's sitting here. This thing is fantastic. I've used it both ways, both on its side. On its side, it's got that thing there that gives you basically one hook. I do wish that it had more than one hook. Maybe I'll make a piece if I continue powder coating. But I'm pretty much set now on this stuff. But again, the powder coat oven's been great. Obviously, this tray, you've seen me use it with foil. When it's with foil, I hang it on this top one, and then the pieces hang down. It has a lower heat and an upper heat on it. And these controls, again, have been fantastic for what it does. Yeah, my compressor's been doing its thing down there, and it's been great. So that's where I am right now with this mess.
Okay, I just sprayed this Illusion Wild topper, and it's got the clear coat on top of it. And just look at that. Oh, let me show you the levers here. Oh, look at these things. Wow. That is awesome.
All right, let's take a look. So here's the rear seat parts. This guy, I clear coated it, but as you can tell, some of the clear didn't land right on it. So what I'm probably going to just do is I'm probably just going to grind this piece down and redo it next time I do the powder, because I don't like how that ended up turning out. So we'll take care of that next time when I get the firewall forward kit. These other kit parts look really good. I mean, yeah, that turned out really well. So those are the seat levers, and then the parking brake lever, the mixture, the prop, and then look at the way the brake is going to stack. So the brake is going to stack like that, and then we're going to go onto the brake handle like that, and we're going to do that on both sides. So we're going to give the brake handle a cool little accent just to indicate that it's a brake as well, because it's also powder coated black. So that looks super sick, and that's what these spacers are for. I did a black one just to space out the other one. I don't know if I'm going to use these, but yeah, they're sitting there as well. Those were cut on a water jet table to match. All right, so from Greg's powder cone shop, this is where we're at currently. And so 3 days of powder coating, basically, with a lot of prep time in there, and then a lot of wait time while they cook. Now, do I wish I could have done something different? Maybe. I did learn that the black gloss is the hardest to do. There's a diamond black, which is the a little bit more textured black, but it's basically what's on the panels as well. That stuff goes on super good. The glossy copper that I used, that one is called Illusion Copper, and it went on really well, and it took the clear really well. The blue took the clear a little bit harder, but it also went good. And the splatter black, which I didn't use here, but is on my control grips, that worked really good also. Other than that, everything went really smooth, just like the videos. Just watch the black gloss. I think it's the biggest one to be careful for. And definitely heating the parts ahead of time helped. And so those control levers, I cooked up to 400 to try to off-gas them and make sure they're perfectly clean. And that helped minimize the potting that happened, or I guess the bubbles that can happen in that coat. And that is really true of the black gloss. I didn't see that on any other surface other than that, but the black is the hardest to do. All right, well, that concludes this on powder coat. Hope you guys liked it, found it interesting, and maybe sparked you guys trying to do it yourself super easy as well. See ya.